Dad just finished digging holes both sides of the stair.
All right, yeah, so we've got some pretty sketchy stairs. They're definitely old. So I've got to put in a post here so our elders can more easily navigate these stairs, and then secure these treads down a bit better, a lot better than with nails. So I'll be screwing them in. So taking all of them out, putting in concrete to put vertical posts, and then short term this, because we're going to be redoing this entire section and extending in the coming years, but that could be years. So for now we need to make this workable for folks, and then we got to repair the front. Okay, we just finished getting the uprights and the handrails in. We've got a lot more work to do on those, but we're going to keep this really simple and rustic. It is an 1897 farmhouse that is not, this section is going to be redone in the next year or two, hopefully, knocking on wood. So keeping this simple, but you know, with having grandparents visit, and there's the boards on the stairs have been so rickety, and there's no handrail, so it was due for a change. And we've got visitors coming next weekend for Liam's graduation. So I've also got to fix the front door. The handle itself is wonked. So Lily's helping me out. Next, what's up next?
I think we're making cement next. So yeah, just don't get all rickety.
All right, Lils, why don't you get the shovel full and carefully bring it on to the spot, and try to get the back sides of the post first, okay, if you can. And the less you drop, the less we have to clean up. Every other propane tank I have has an outer thread, which means that these just attach easily right into the system. And then I went to check this tomorrow in prep for tomorrow. This has an inner thread. Thankfully, I have some parts and pieces from Alaska that I had pulled. And so by switching out some of the parts and pieces, I should be able to have same setup, except with an inner thread, and salvage the project. Got a lot of propane in this full tank now, and I was not looking forward to having to fill up a whole new propane tank until I figure this out. Looks like this is going to work. All right, morning prep. This is harvest day for meat burns. Get all of our parts and pieces together. Morning chores first, of course. Sled dogs first. They get fed first because the cacophony of sound is a bit deafening. Okay. Just had our coffee, had our little bit of breakfast. Sled dogs, parts and pieces put together. Big day of harvesting our meat birds for our first ever. So we'll bring you on the journey. Okay, walking stations. We've got meat birds here in the tractor, and coming around, bring them one or two at a time over to the cones of destiny. From there on up to hot bath, loosen feathers. From there up to table 1 for plucking feathers, and then up to the eviscerating table here, and then cooling stations, and then freezer inside. Let's see how she goes. Okay, ladies, what's happening here?
plucking station here, so
Plucking station.
yeah. Got kind of the different, Lucy just started. I'm probably about done.
I'm probably about done.
Oh, yeah, the bird's looking great.
Just these last little tiny
Root
Little
things.
feathers. All right, and then on over to Greta.
Alright. It's my first chicken I've ever, what do you call it?
Well, eviscerated or gutted.
Eviscerated, gutted. So here she is. Got the neck here. I've watched YouTubes on how to do this, but it's a whole nother story when you're doing it yourself. It does bring me back to biology class and the dissecting things there. So thank you, Mr. Binkard. We've got a heart over here. I did open the bio
Oh, yeah, yeah.
on accident, so
Got a little
gonna,
leakage.
yep, I'm gonna put all this in a bucket, and you know, maybe we'll heat it up and give it as a stew to the dogs. What do you think?
Yeah, if it's
I don't know.
heated to that point, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, these are the entrails. And,
Well, for the Inuit dogs, heated, and then they'd love it frozen, so maybe if we heat it and freeze it.
okay, but yeah, really interesting. I'm gonna have to not get too
Yeah.
into looking at all the details because we have 26 chickens to do. So,
This is number 1.
yep. Look
Right.
at that.
Yeah,
There's rocks and
Right.
I mean, we all know all this, right?
Yep.
But it's interesting.
station over here, as I mentioned, we dunk the birds after they've been beheaded and bled over here. And that brings us to the whole, well, I'll take that back, not the whole process, because from there, after gutting, then we'll weigh them and then chill them, which we yet to begin that process, and they'll be chilled in 3 different stations. So one, a general rinse and cleanse, then to a cooling, and then they'll be on ice just prior, well actually it could be 10, 15 or more minutes before we vacuum bag them.
Zero. Is it at 0? Yeah, it's at 0. Okay, units or pounds. Okay, first chickie. It is 2.9, so 3 pounds. 3 pound turkey. Or turkey. Chicken. 3 pound chicken. Alright.
Good looking, first one going in.
Yeah. Exciting.
All right, first cleaning station, then on to cooling, and second cleaning, pink bath there, and on to final cooling before we go into sealing, and then to the freezer. All right, last 2 chickens. Wow, that was really just easy.
Ow, your hand. Oh, you snapped your hand. All right, last chicken. We're gonna enjoy these for the next few months. They're all about 3 pounds. It's a little less than we want, but you don't know until you start. Into the freezer it goes. Pretty awesome. We are done. Now it's cleanup, final details. We're tallying up the pounds of meat that we have, and the kids have already headed to the pool.
Today's been one of those maddening searches. We've got no external water, just jumps right out of the pump. I think I finally found it. So now we gotta go see if we can get it fixed. This should not be at this angle. Something's knocked this over. So we gotta dig it out. See if we can repair the system. Okay, found the issue. So first of all, pipe is running in this orientation, so uphill. But look how clean that that section is there. So it looks like it's pulled out. So something hit it, knocked it down, and it just pulled out of the system. I'm guessing. Interesting. So I'm gonna dig around inside here. I'll need to dig below the, oh, there it is. Okay. I can feel the coupling is intact. Yeah, no breakage. Okay, so I'll need to dig lower than the water so that I can access that and dry it, and then I'll cement it, you know, PVC cement it back into place, and hopefully that'll fix the issue. Okay, Lily, so I'm gonna try to have you in the pump house where you are. You're just gonna turn it on just a tad, and hopefully I'll get just enough to clear some of the rocks out of the system down here. So maybe give it, I don't know, 1 or 2 seconds. Okay? Let's try. Let's see. It'll take a little while to get here, I think.
And the feeling of me turning it on all the way, so I know that if water was supposed to come through it, it would have.
So you actually you've got to turn it quite a lot. It spins quite a lot.
Okay, there we go.
That's water.
Yeah.
All right. So hopefully that'll be a pulse coming this direction.
Yeah.
You know, let's turn it back on. There's more rocks in there that we're forcing out. Okay, that's good. Thank you, Lily.
Yep.
All right, good work. Back to schoolwork. Back to homeschool.
All right. Bye.
Okay, so I've turned on the water below in the system, so that should have deprived, yeah, this upper connection of any pressure. And now I can work on getting this thing cemented back together. It seemed like it just pushed out, which is weird. It also doesn't bode well for cementing it back in. But I suppose if it's lasted for years and years and eventually just pushed out, maybe this will work. Maybe it wasn't cemented. Yeah, of course it was cemented in. Looks like it was cemented on the exterior. I'll show you this on the exterior. And so maybe by putting some of this on the inside, it'll prevent that pulling out. Looks like it was coated on the outside. So maybe that's the trick to this particular fix. I always cement them on the inside. Yeah, tough to tell. Tough to tell. All right, if this thing is pushing out over time, which may be the case, I just want to reinforce the backing of it, because it's been here for years and years. without any incident. So if that's the case, hopefully by adding in some rock here, we'll discourage that with the weight of the dirt back in here, as well as the rock backing, so it can't push it as easily through the material over time. Okay, box are in place. Hopefully that'll be safe from getting whacked by anything.